There are times in my life when I feel motivated to spend huge chunks of time decluttering and taking out stacks of things, and there are times when I only have the energy for 15 minutes a day. Both help my home feel better and give me the satisfaction of clearing out what is not needed in our home and making it easier to live the life we want. Right now, a huge declutter seems so overwhelming, and I cannot even think about tackling that. But I want to make our home feel a little bit better for the holidays. So I'm going to take 15 minutes every day this week to declutter and make our home feel just a little bit better. It would be so fun if you decided to join me and declutter your home for 15 minutes a day. So I'm going to be using the Minimal Mom Workbook to help me out this week. If you haven't seen Dawn from the Minimal Mom, she's got a YouTube channel where she shares decluttering and minimalist tips on her channel every single week. Go check her out. And if you're like me and you want a physical book to help you out, then check out her workbook. I will link her channel and the workbook down below. The section from the Minimal Mom Workbook that I'm going to be referring back to for myself this week is about a guilt-free timer. So I'm going to be setting my timer for 15 minutes. I find that very, very motivating, and she's got a few additional things that I think are really great to say about this. She says, there is a lot of trial and error in life. Making poor buying decisions is one such error. At least once in your life, this one simple action has probably caused you a lot of grief and remorse. She goes on to say, the timer gives you permission to look at a mistake purchase, chalk it up to trial and error, donate the item, and move on. Amazing. So I'm going to try to keep that in mind when I am decluttering for my 7 days this week. When it comes to managing inventory, shoes is a huge one in our house. We have 5 people currently wearing shoes and one that will be coming up pretty soon that will need shoes to fit on this shoe rack that we have here by our garage door. So really I try to have each child have one shelf, and then I currently take up 2 shelves, and then my husband. So when this one comes up and is wearing shoes, I'm going to have to pare down my shoes here to just one shelf. So that's what I'm going to be working on today, taking out any shoes for myself that I'm not wearing on a consistent basis, and then also taking out any shoes that are too small for the kids. I do this quite frequently just because there are times in children's lives where they grow out of shoes very, very quickly. It is winter time, so I probably need to take the flip-flops. I don't know. It's hot sometimes. I'm not sure about the flip-flops. We'll see. But I'm going to work on that for 15 minutes, and because there's not going to be like a whole lot of actual decluttering, there will be a little bit. I do have a rag that I'm going to go ahead and wipe out the shoe rack because it's been too long. I'm actually just going to be pulling out all the shoes so that I can clean first and then put back the ones that need to be put back. And this is a little bit of a catch-all space up here on top. So this is pretty much just stuff that needs to be put back away. My husband's like work shoes he does keep out in the garage. Like there are some like boots and work shoes that we keep out in the garage. So it really only took me about 10 minutes, and it feels so much better. I really try to only keep like 1 pair of tennis shoes, 1 pair of church shoes, and 1 pair of like flip-flops for my children, and boots. Boots are like outside play shoes, but it doesn't always stay that way. Where do we accumulate shoes from? I don't know, but I am going to keep the shoes that my kids wear a lot because they like them. And I really only took 3 pairs of shoes off of this rack. These shoes I need to just get rid of. I've been meaning to fix them. They're like this. And honestly, I probably will fix them and then donate them, but like I haven't missed them. I've really just only worn my white Converses, and I only need one pair of Converses at a time, so I will be getting rid of those. And then these are more like spring shoes, so I'm going to put those in my closet and bring them out for springtime. And these are flip-flops. I thought about taking in all of the flip-flops, but they do still wear them. Her toes are like way past though, so I'm going to be putting these away as well. So it's still only 3 pairs taken out, but the shoe rack looks good again, and it will be able to be managed well. I got it wiped down, everything's cleared off again, and I find when everything's neat and tidy, it's easier to keep it that way. I'm like, oh, this is such a nice clean area. Make sure you put your stuff away right away. My husband and I are really good at not keeping stuff on here, but the kids will still put stuff there, so we have to remind them to take it upstairs instead of just dumping it here whenever they get home. And then, of course, put in their shoes back. So it's just those reminders to our children, and then we can keep up with the space. Day number 2 is going to be a super easy one. This is literally going to take me a minute to pull out what I'm going to get. So I'm probably going to take my 15 minutes and get it ready for consignment, so I can go ahead and have that done already. But there are 2 bins in my daughter's closet that I bought when she was very, very little at a yard sale, thinking that she would love them and play with them, and we have not. So I'm going to go ahead and get them out and just go ahead and get rid of them because we do not need them. I don't think she'll use them. Let me just get them out and show you. Actually, it looks like I condensed it down to 1 box. So these are Build-A-Bear clothes and shoes and different things. I actually had more at one point, and I think I pared it down because I was like, I don't think that we're going to be using these. We have like a couple Build-A-Bears, but my kids aren't really interested in like dressing them up or anything like that. So these things need to go to somebody that will use them. So it's literally just this bin. I'm going to separate them into like packs to sell at the consignment sale. So for your day, if you're following along and doing something like this, you can think of something that's in a closet that is not being used and just being stored there, and get that out and just get it out of your house. I was actually just about to close the closet and I saw this bin as well, and it has some more like infant stuff. My baby is 7 months old, so I've got to get rid of some of this stuff. So I've got my blooming bath that needs to go. I have these nursing covers, and I have the nursing cover that I use, so I'm going to get rid of that. This is something that goes over the car seat handle to make it like softer and cuter, and it matches that, but I'm going to get rid of that. And then there's a bunch of other blankets that I have not used because I've been using the other blankets. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of most of the stuff in this bin. Christmas is about a week away, so since we are going to be opening presents here in our living room, we've got our tree set up over there. I'm going to be working on the living room for the next 2 days, and today I'm going to be going through these drawers. The Minimal Mom actually suggests not putting piles of things in drawers and just having small categories in them where it's very, very easy to see what's all in them and you can grab it out quickly. I have actually pared it down to where there's nothing in these drawers. Like I said, we don't have
anything that needs to go in there. I guess remotes could probably go in here. That might be the only thing that I would be okay with going in these drawers at the time being. Like that we don't need anything in them, so we're gonna keep them clear. So let's see what's in here. Okay, so these two drawers in my coffee table and the drawer in that end table over there, I actually like to keep empty. Like we don't have things that need to be stored in here, so I like to just keep them empty. But when the kids are cleaning up around the house, a lot of times things will get stuck in here. I haven't looked in here. Maybe they'll still be empty. I don't know, but I thought it would be good to go ahead and clear them out again. So this one is actually empty except for we have two loaves, so those need to be put away. And a lot of times things in here will get stuffed in here and they won't like remember that they're there, and then they won't be looking for them, and that gives me a good idea that it's something that they're not playing with anymore and I can get rid of. And surprisingly, this drawer is also empty. Let's go check out the drawer over there. I might be pleasantly surprised and see that all three of these are empty. Holy cow, they're empty. Okay, that's actually really good. That's what I was going to do today. So we're actually going to move on to what I was planning for tomorrow. As you can see here, we have a whole heap of blankets. We do keep some blankets downstairs where we watch a lot of movies with our projector. But this is the place that we keep all the blankets up here in this basket. Ideally, it just fits in this basket and it's not a whole heap. But I don't know, I'm kind of attached to some of these blankets. Some of them I've made. So I'm going to go through them and I am going to see what I can get rid of. These ones are so soft. I knitted these with the Bernat baby blanket yarn. They're so soft. And I have several of these. I think I have one for each child. And it may only be a little bit longer that we keep those. Well, the stack looks better. And I need to get better at the blankets. I'm actually only getting rid of one blanket. I actually made this one, but we have a lot of other baby blankets that we use a lot more than this one. They're fuzzier and softer. It's super, super cute, but I'm actually going to go ahead and pass that one on. And then I did take 3 other ones out of the stack. These 3 need to go on my oldest kid's beds, so all 3 of those are going to be taken out, and then we'll see how long this stack lasts in looking nice and neat, but at least looks better. And there's a few blankets out of there. I know. I know this needs to be less. I know. So once again, we're here in my living room. This is where we're going to be spending Christmas mornings, so I want to make sure it's nice and tidy. And one thing that the Minimal Mom suggests is keeping your flat surfaces limited. She has way less flat surfaces than I do. I definitely still have them. My husband likes to have a coffee table to put his food on if he eats in here, or put his feet up on. I do enjoy that sometimes, but I could be convinced to let it go. And same thing for this end table. I feel like both of those do collect things. I do see the benefits of both sides. Right now we do still have those as flat surfaces, and we have a few other flat surfaces around this living area. So that's what I'm going to be working on today, is clearing them off, because usually, the coffee table's clear. This is usually clear because we just don't keep anything on it. But because of Christmas, it has accumulated some things. I'm going to be clearing off the flat surface over there on the kids' bookshelf, and then clearing off the flat surface that is over on our TV stand. Oh man, what to do with these? So this was a cute little thing that my daughter did at school. It was Christmas around the world. And she had like a little passport that she went to 4 different classes and learned about Christmas in different areas of the world. Super cute. She made lots of crafts and things. So it's one of those things where we are going to keep out. She'll be able to enjoy it, and then at some point I will keep the most important things and then go ahead and get rid of the other stuff, because we'll use it and then we do not need it anymore. So I have to find a place to put this. That's why it's just like resting there, so I gotta figure out where to put that. Oh my gosh, we got new Christmas books, so I'm gonna share with y'all these cute ones. This is The Legend of St. Nicholas. My son is almost 9 years old, and I'm trying to figure out how to introduce more of the origin story instead of, I guess, what some kids believe now of Santa. I love Santa and the spirit of Christmas and all of that. And this kind of teaches a more like realistic type of view of it. My daughter got the Polar Express in her book exchange, and then I got this, the 25 Days of Christmas, a family devotional to help you celebrate Jesus. So I'm going to be putting these in our Christmas book basket. Okay, so it's clear. I put a few things away, and then these things are going to be leaving our house. This thing just collects stuff and then they forget about it. And then these things are broken in here. And this is the last area that kind of collects stuff. We do keep our remotes here. Like I said, we could have put them in the drawer. But I'm not going to be getting rid of anything here, but some stuff just needs to be put away so that it's nicer for Christmas. So we have this guitar. We haven't played Guitar Hero in a couple of weeks, and I don't think we're going to before Christmas. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back downstairs where it goes in the game room. And then same thing for these two games. And then it's back to just the systems and the remotes. And yes, it's very dusty and needs to be dusted today. For today, we are going to be going through baby toys. So I currently have one baby, our last baby. She's 7 months old, and we do keep a few toys out here where she has her little like walker that she basically just sits in and does activities in, and then her little mat that she plays on when I'm doing dishes or we're just out here. So she has a few toys over there. This little toy bin stays in our room. And then these three bottom drawers right here, as well as like these two bigger toys, are kind of baby toys. So I really am going to go through these baby toys and see if there's anything that she hasn't really outgrown anything yet, or maybe anything that I don't think that she is going to get the use out of just because there may be too many of that type of toy. There are definitely people who believe, maybe there's research that's shown that the less toys that kids have, the more creative play that they have, the better they play independently. I mean, I know she's 7 months old, but I do think I need to pare down these a little bit. Plus, this is her first Christmas, so this will be the first time ever that she is going to be receiving toys as gifts from me and my husband, and then family members as well. So I probably will even do a pass-through after Christmas and see if there's any similar type things and get rid of the old one, because we have kept things from the older three siblings that I really liked and I thought were good toys for babies. So if we get something similar that's new to her, then we'll go ahead and pass on the old version that we have. So let's just go ahead and get through it. I do love these like crinkly soft books, and so does every baby that I have ever seen play with them. This thing is super cute. This thing is loved by a little bit older baby, so I'm going to hang on to this until she's a little bit older. Same thing for the puppets, you know, and the cars. Well, she has started playing with the cars. She has started playing with them. I think that looks pretty good for those 3 bins. That little one, and then this is our tiny pile of get rid of.
We're on day number 6 and we are here in my laundry room, which is one of my storage spaces, and we're going to be going through some of my food storage and decluttering, tidying that up a little bit. So the Minimal Mom suggests that when we're dealing with storage spaces, that it's a good idea to maybe use the onion method, which basically means that you go through layers. So you're peeling back different layers. So I'm gonna do 1 layer today, and I'm just gonna go through and get any of the boxes that are on the shelf, because sometimes I will keep boxes if I need to store other things in them, and it's kind of overloading with empty boxes right now, so I need to get the ones that I'm not going to be using and just kind of shift things around to make it easier to use again. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Alright, so pretty good. I've got 4 boxes that I'm going to break down and get rid of, and then I have 2 things that I actually need to take because we ran out of our other ones and I needed to take them and put them where they go. Here we are on the last day of this week of decluttering, and today I'm going to go around the house and pick out those few things. Most of them are actually bigger items that I have been thinking about decluttering for a while and just haven't had the time or made myself, or I guess put aside the time to do it. So here we go. I'm going to take you along and see what I'm getting rid of. Okay, so the first item is this dish rack right here. So if you have been following my channel for a little bit and seen a couple of videos that I've made in the kitchen, to where my husband does not like this giant thing with dishes piled in it all the time, because I'm a busy mom of 4 and I wash dishes, I put them in this to dry, and that's it. I don't necessarily like the look of it either, so when I found this little like drying towel with a tiny little rack at the store, I decided to go ahead and get it and put this kind of in quarantine and try that out for a month and see how it went. And it's been going really, really well. It takes me a little bit of extra time to dry the bigger stuff, but I at least have time, or I at least have space to put some of the cups and smaller type items that take a little bit longer to dry, and I can't really get a towel in there to dry them, and they have to air dry. So it's been working really well, and it is finally time for me to say goodbye to this giant drying rack. The next item on the list is this baby bouncer. So we've had it down here in my husband's game room for when we're down here. She can play in it, but she is now over 7 months old, way too active to sit in this, and has been for several months now, and it's just been sitting here. She'll go up and she'll play with the toys, but honestly, it's too big. We have other toys that she likes to play with, so this thing has got to go. The next item is this wallflower, like you put a scent in here and it lights up,
and puts scent into the air. So I do not use these anymore, and I have been storing it. Why have I been storing it? Who knows? Maybe thinking I might one day, but I am not. And it's been over a year, possibly years, and this thing has got to go. And last but certainly not least, we are getting rid of our diaper genie. We have had this for my 3 oldest kids and up until now for my youngest. And we have used it, and it's been great and it's been useful. We use it every time we change diapers because we've got a changing pad up here on our dresser. But it has come to the point where I'm tired of buying the bags and wasting that, and then it's just as easy for me to walk to the trash can to throw away the diaper than to throw away it in here. It's big. We have 2 girls that are already sleeping in this room, so the extra space is just nice to be able to walk around. So this thing is going to be going, and we've already been not using it for a couple of weeks now, and it's been working great. All right. Say goodbye. That is everything for this video. Thank y'all so much for coming along on this week-long decluttering with the Minimal Mom journey. I didn't declutter stacks and stacks of stuff this time. Sometimes it is tons and sometimes it's just a little bit, and the little bit helps also. And I only had a little bit of time and energy to spend every single day this week, so that is what I was able to do, and it feels so much better, especially with Christmas just a couple of days away. So thank y'all so much for watching. I will link the Minimal Mom's YouTube channel and her workbook down below. I think they are both great tools, along with my decluttering playlist for some more inspiration. And I hope that y'all have a very Merry Christmas.